This is Rob Appell, quilt maker at Stitchin Heaven, but I'm also today hopefully broadcasting live from the 3rd annual Oregon Quilt Fest. I am inside of a very loud convention center. I have a microphone on. I'm hoping you can all hear me okay. I want to see, I don't know that I can actually see the comments. So unfortunately, I don't believe I have that going. Let's see, welcome to live chat. A little bit new platform today because I'm just working off of my phone. But we are going to have a quick, fun little conversation. Tomorrow I'm teaching this wonderful double tumbler strip piece tumbling blocks workshop here. We've got about 20 folks signed up. It's going to be awesome. Oh, great, Mona, you're there. Can you hear me okay? I'm just going to try to hold still. I don't even have a tripod. I'm sorry it's so shaky today, folks. Fortunately, I had set my alarm, and had I not set my alarm, I would have forgot to go live altogether. Okay, thank you, Mona. I appreciate that so much. And I also want to say, I don't have all my announcements and things posted, but I want to remind you all of the fun things that we have coming up. So we have a couple of cruises that are going to be awesome. So we have the Friends at Sea and we have Stitchin' at Sea, which I believe are the cruises that are most current that we still have spaces available. Any of you that you enjoy quilting and cruising, hello, Mary, good to see you. And I'm so happy to see I can actually see the comments now. This is great. So don't forget to check the website, stitchinheaven.com, for the Friends at Sea and the Stitchin' at Sea cruises. If you're looking for a really fun, I don't want to say last minute adventure, but you just decided, hey, I need to get out there with these guys and have a blast. And so, we've got those wonderful things coming up for you. The April sew-along, April 19th would be the virtual sew-along, the glowing checkered star. That's a free sew-along that we have for you. You can sign up at stitchinheaven.com. And you know what the pattern looks like. I'm really excited about that. And of course, I'm mostly just so blessed to hear how many of you really have been starting to enjoy the Scrap Masters. So what I will do real quick at the end of the video, which won't be but a few minutes from now, really, was I'll do the spin and the roll. I've got the patterns. I brought them all the way from California with me. So we're going to do our Scrap Masters week number 2. I've been seeing some really beautiful patterns out on the internet. I'm going to lean my phone here on an awkward tripod. Ooh, I do like that. It's a coffee cup tripod. And those of you who didn't see Scrap Masters, last week we got pattern page number 4. So pattern page number 4 on the very first month or week was this, okay? And then we got the blue. So we had true blue as our color on the spinner, right? So we got true blue. And then we had 16 fabrics to work with. Now, folks, I only used 11 in mine, and that's okay, because remember, the first rule is there are no rules. So this is my block, and what I did for mine is I had 3 of these leftover half square triangles that were already in my scrap bin. So remember, when I asked you to organize your scrap bin, I said do it by sizes, do it by colors, and keep some of those Maverick blocks or your leftover blocks available. And so I had 3 of the blocks, and that kind of set my color tone. I pretty much worked myself. So if you put your color wheel, I'm just learning how to use this myself. Let's see. So you put your color wheel on the blue, which is where we were, and you can see I kind of played in the green and the sage family throughout my block. So I was able to get some nice contrast, use a bunch of different fabrics, but only 11 of the 16 because that's just where it played out for me. So I was really excited. So we will do our spin and roll for the week. Something else I'm super pumped about. I don't know if you've all been following a gentleman from the Rose City Originals brand. His name is Chris Marchini. He's also here, and a couple of years ago with the AccuQuilt or AccuCut die system, he started doing the very similar quilt generator. That's where I was inspired. So it's really fun to be here. And Chris has some of his quilts. So hopefully by the end of today, I can go and interview Chris and get some videos for a follow-up video for all of you while you're out there. I think it would be awesome. But I was very inspired by this gentleman a couple of years ago. So it's really fun to meet him as soon as Scrap Masters. He said, I'm doing a pretty good job. That felt pretty good. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate that. Okay, so now I don't think we have much else to share. Really, I'm sorry I don't have your show and tells for you because I did get some blocks emailed to me. I appreciate that. but I didn't take the time to upload them because I knew I wouldn't be able to input them through the little cell phone on today's video. It's the fun part about technology, but it also can be a little bit of a dicey part of technology. So I want to see if I can show you a little bit of the show. I will make a recap video. There's a quilt on an end cap that has just been catching my eye this whole time, but I'm afraid we might lose our feed. So I'm going to kind of go slow, and I'm going to see if I can turn this camera around. So yeah, I'm working at a booth, a couple of booths here. So there's a sewing machine distributor, Janome and Handy Quilter that we've been playing with. And then of course, Will and Bees is a local quilt shop that carries a bunch of the Benartex fabrics. And Jeremy Jeffries, our Benartex national sales manager, has been here. Oh, here's my new friend, Nick, the security guard. Nick, the security guard, and I been hanging out. We've been eating sausage, egg McMuffins, and he's got a radical forerunner. So
great time.
That's right, great time.
Great time.
That's right. He's keeping us all safe. And so I just want to see if I can show you all this quilt real quick. I just think it's beautiful. Okay, it looks like we still have an okay signal. I'm watching the bars. I want to make sure we don't run. Sometimes, you know, you get in these big concrete buildings, but look at this quilt, folks. It's just stunning. And I love the way that Jeff and Mary own Will and Bees, and he was telling me how he likes to put the quilts on display and doesn't like the straight lines. He likes those angles, and what a beautiful display this whole quilt show has been, right? Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Hey, Mary, you want to say something real quick? Hi, this is Mary from Will and Bees, and she was sneaking up behind me, but she thought I didn't know, but I did.
You know what? If he thinks he can run around here and not get caught,
that's right.
We know how to catch him.
That's right. Awesome.
Of a wonderful, marvelous quilt.
Yeah. Oh, someone wants to show me her quilt, folks. If you didn't hear that. Oh, you want to show me Chris's quilt? Oh, this.
You read the message. She was married. They were married for 20 years.
Okay.
In the Army.
Okay.
This is all of his uniforms, pieces of his uniform.
Okay, so if you didn't hear that, the synopsis of the message, or the summary of the message of the quilt, married 20 years, you said?
Yes.
In the Army. These are all of his uniform bits and pieces of the uniforms.
And she even incorporated, like if you look up there, there's a pocket.
Oh, yes. And isn't this the best part about quilt shows is you run into folks that always have, I learned this recently. People love to tell their own stories of quilts too, which is fun. Here's, this is Chris. If you haven't met Chris, that's a picture of Chris there in his mermaid tail. And then being that we're out doing a quilt walkabout, I do want to show you Rosalinda's quilt. She was so excited because look, that's Rosalinda's quilt. And she made that when I was up here a few months ago in class. I think that one's another class piece as well over there. But anyway, so that was fun to get to take that picture a couple days ago with Rosalinda. So, all right, now let's get back over to the booth if we can and do our roll and spin for the Scrap Masters this week. If you're following along with Tiffany Hayes, she's also doing it. And they're making smaller blocks. This is crazy. Okay, so Mary wants to show me somebody else.
Look who I found, hi. Judy Peterson.
Judy Peterson, how you doing there?
I'm doing great.
Fantastic.
That means Angela's around here somewhere.
She's behind me, and it's that next row back.
Oh, and they're all running around over there.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay.
Or Angela does this a lot. She runs off taking pictures. There she is.
There she is. Well, hello. How you doing there? Long time no see. Time for a hug, even though you're live. There you go. Okay, I'm going to come.
Did you know these guys are our featured quilters next year?
Oh, featured quilters next year. 4th annual Oregon Quilt Fest, Salem annual. It's going to be awesome. Going to be awesome.
That's right.
Cool.
That's right. There is nothing bad about that.
And Mary, I'm afraid they may not be able to hear you. I've got a microphone on, but it's really loud in here. So I'm kind of reiterating what you're saying. And I'm going to run over to the booth real quick and do the Scrap Masters draw.
Okay,
here we go. We're going back over. This is great.
Right here.
I don't, Mary, this is fun. I believe the display will be real close. Did you ask Jeff? Does he know?
No, he's busy.
He's busy. I don't know as well. I know the Quilts of Valor booth is over there, but I don't know where the wrapping of the quilts is going to be presented.
It's over there. That one right there.
See, the Quilts of Valor was over where you gals were at when I was bugging you about your jacket earlier. Look at that quilted jacket, huh? Pretty cool. Busy day, folks. Busy day. I appreciate you hanging with me here. Yeah, amazing quilts. So this is one of the reasons why you do need to get out in public and travel to quilt shows, because the conversations and the energy and the enthusiasm that happens at these wonderful quilt shows is just so much fun. How you doing there? You're live. Hi, how you doing? So I'm just going to get right here in your space, if you don't mind. We're going to go ahead and do our Scrap Masters gang, and we'll get you all started up and set for the afternoon, because I really don't have a ton to say, and I'm sure this is probably a bit of an awkward video because of the different noise and everything in the room. But I just wanted to make sure I got to say hello and visit before we got going on too far. So anyways, let's go ahead and do it. Are you ready? Are you ready for your Scrap Masters? And please keep putting out your Scrap Master blocks on the Sew Well Facebook page, and then that way maybe next week I can do a little fun photo montage of the blocks that have come in so far. I think that would be really fun. So okay, Vet, I am at the Oregon Quilt Fest. It's the 3rd annual, and it's in Salem, Oregon. I was up here in September, August for the regular state fair, and they had a quilt display in the same building, but this is a quilt show put on by the locals, and it's really, really fun. Lots of great folks. Kimberly Emo's here, Imo's here. Like I said, Chris Marchini's here. Rob Appell's here. Come on, right? Doesn't get any better. Okay, so we're rolling our die. We're going to do the die right now for our 1 through block 6. Here we go. Oh, just for confirmation. Here we go. Okay, folks, we got a 3. So we have block 3 this week. Remember, no rules, but this is going to be a real fun, simple little block, okay? You're going to make 4 of the C units, 4 of the D units, and 1 of the G units. Don't forget, if we get a big number, you can see the pink line, so those could be split down into 2.5-inch squares instead of the full 4.5-inch square. All your information is on your free download, so make sure you check that out. There's a link in last week's video. I'll put a link in this video when we're done today. Okay, let's spin our color wheel. Here we go. Uh-oh. Well, I'm going to call it violet, folks, and that's okay because we had true blue last week, so we're going to go with violet as our colorway for the week. Okay, so violet it is. Block number 3 it is. And here we go. Here's our last roll. This is the 20 cube. What are we going to get? Where should we do it on here? Here we go. What are we going to get? Oh! It bounced. Okay, folks, that's it. It's a 4. I did my best. We have 4 fabric choices only to work with. But that's okay, because don't forget, the block is made in 4 tones. So you'll be just fine, no problem. But you're probably going to want to use, let's look at our color wheel. So here's your violets, right? So again, directly, gotta do it right. So here's your violets. Directly opposite is going to be your yellow family. Those yellows with the purples are going to give you your most contrast or the greatest ability to see the patchwork that happens in the block, right? You could do a purple and orange, which would be a fun, or you could still also do a purple with a green, which would also work to give you some contrast. Be creative, be fun, have a good time, and remember, violet, I kept saying purple, I'm sorry. Violet is your color. Block 3 with 4 fabrics for the Scrap Master. Awesome. Okay, folks. So let me go ahead and turn this around, and I can see some comments at the bottom. And I just saw Mary say the noise isn't too bad. And I'm in no rush to get out of here. Are there questions that I can answer for any of you? Are there any things you've been working on over the week? I see Stephanie's out there. Hey, Stephanie, great to see you. And I got going so fast at the beginning. If you didn't see the incredible video that I'm just going to say he's my good friend and partner in film, Elijah, the camera operator, editor, cinematographer at Stitchin Heaven, did an amazing documentary style video about me and my recovery. So last week was the 13-year story of what I've been kind of struggling with a little bit and successful with a little bit. And I've had a lot of positive feedback, and I'm just really blessed. I just had a gal come by in a wheelchair at the show. I don't know if she was deaf or didn't speak. She had to type to me a message, but she just rolled by with this big sign that said congratulations on 13 years. And that just made my whole day. That filled my bucket so much that to know somebody there that was proud of me. And even though she was having her own day, her own situation, and she was so happy to be here and do her thing. So it was really great to see. And I thought Elijah did an incredible job on the video. Made me so very proud. So thank you, Elijah, for doing that again. And I just wanted to share with all of you his amazing skill set. So often I pigeonhole him into making quilt videos, but he's a pretty, I'm gonna say he's a badass with a camera. I said badass. So anyways, lots of fun. Really, really great. Enjoyed getting to put that out for all of you. And again, I just want to say thank you for all of you that put personal messages up and shared with me some other tips, some other tools for recovery, shared with me maybe what you've been going through. And what that means to me is we've developed what we've been after. We've been working to build a safe sewing space here at Stitchin Heaven, a safe community where we can all work together, we can all support each other, we can all comment and be here for each other. And I know Carl and ACJ and Mary and Patty, you're always out there commenting, supporting each other. And I really felt like this week I was the benefit of all of that support. And I kind of needed it, folks. And I want to say thank you very much for allowing me to be me. A couple years ago, Deb Luttrell, our fearless leader at Stitchin Heaven, put out a New Year's resolution, not to change anything, but to be more of herself. And I was very encouraged by that. And so I ran with that for 2 years. This year, of course, I was encouraged by Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. That is my desire for the year 25, is to learn that. My friend helped me. Kevin helped me shorten that message to simply the Lord is my shepherd. That says it all. It's not always easy to live, but I think it would be a great way to try to become more faithful. So that's one of my goals for the year as well. And I'm just really excited to get to share that with all of you also. So thank you very much for being part of my life, part of my show, part of my quilting experience. I'm really excited to get to spend it with you. Being at these big shows reminds all of us designers really how important what we do is, and how we get to touch people. And so it's been a very, very emotional and rewarding few days for me. And I just wanted to say thank you all for really supporting me, really just being there for me this week. I really needed you. Thank you very much. Okay, awesome. I don't see any new questions in the comments. So I'm going to go ahead and log off. Don't forget, we've got block 3. We've got the violet. We've got 4 fabrics to work with from Scrap Masters. And don't forget, there are no rules. Put a 1 in front of that 4. Make it 14. I don't really care. Just do something that is awesome. Really great. Oh, Ephesians 3:20. He is able. Originally, my favorite verse was Ephesians 2:10. Which is, and you think I'd have it memorized. It's something to the effect, we are created in Christ's likeness to do the good works that the Lord has laid out in front of us. But if you go all the way back to Ephesians 2:8, it actually says we are saved by grace and not by our works, which means the Lord will accept me no matter how hard I try and get it wrong, as long as I remember to try to put him first. So maybe that's the message we all needed to hear. And if that wasn't the message you wanted to hear, how about this? Go do something wonderfully creative in your sewing room for the rest of the weekend. You have my blessing. Love it. All right. Thank you all for being here. We will see you on Wednesday. Oh, Wednesday, I machine quilted. We talked about it. It's sitting right here on the table. I did. I machine quilted up the Hexie quilt, and we're going to talk about that on next week's video on Wednesday. And then on Friday, I think I might be flying to Miami to board the Patriot cruise with Quilting Marine and Combat Quilter. I have to check my calendar. So if I'm not live on Friday, don't panic. It's just because I'm flying from California to Miami. And I'll make sure I make you a wonderful video while all of us wonderful Patriot quilters are on the ocean enjoying a whole ship full of quilters as we travel through the Bahamas next week. So it's going to be great. Love you all. Appreciate you all. Thank you all again for the support. We will see you real soon. Thanks for being here.